Have you ever received an unknown call that sounds like this? Good evening, miss. Are you Irdina Zulaikha? Oh, yes, I am. Who is this? I, from the National Bank, would like to inform that you have a credit card arrears amounting to almost 5,000 ringgit Malaysia that needs to be settled. Oh, really? Oh, yes, miss. Can I get your personal information to check in more detail? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, snap it up. In these days, people are being so reckless and sometimes overconfident that they are for sure safe from being one of the victims. They often perceive that elderly and vulnerable in society are at most risk to falling victim instead and turn a blind eye to it. Well, yes, of course, we are so familiar with the crime. But have we really ever taken any precaution before it happened? Or do we just believe that as long as we know how scammers work, we will not be the next victims? In a recent survey conducted by a company, 43% of people admitted to make a mistake at work that had security repercussions, while nearly half, 47% of people working in the tech industry said they have clicked on a phishing email at work. Although there were not that many reported cases that can prove how the victims are partially wrong in this situation, the fact that they got scammed because they are not being alert enough to give away their personal information as example proves so much. Well, yes, there is also another reason that can put accountability on the victim. According to CIFA's research, it revealed that those in the 31 to 40 age group were most likely to be a repeat victim. I have never thought much about the possible scam cases could be because of the victims responsible until recently I witnessed a scam incident that occurred to my own sister because of her own fault. So, after doing extensive research for this speech, it made me realize that victims of the scam are partially wrong in certain situations. So today, I, Irdina Zulaikha Binti, hope to persuade each of you to be more alert with the common signs of scams. Start reflecting yourself and also always be skeptical with everything. Because scam crimes can obviously cause great harm to the victim and financially loss can be potentially life-changing. So let's look more closely why I said victims are to be blamed in this case. Even though scammers are arguably the one who should be held most accountable for their actions, victims are also to be blamed for being scammed, and that due to two reasons. Victims are not alert of the news and awareness campaign on the recent scams issue, which is an article from December 2016 stated that a housewife who befriended a man supposedly from Poland through Facebook fell victim to a scam recently where she lost 177 and 500,000 ringgit Malaysia. The victim should have known the pattern of a scammer if only she did not ignore the news and took the issue more seriously. And we have heard about love scam issues that happened a lot back then, especially with foreigners, but our local citizens still fell for their trap because of love factor. And Pahang Commercial Crime Investigation Department Chief Superintendent Muhammad Yusof said, "It is worrying trend as sometimes we get 10 reported cases in a day," he said, adding that many who were due admitted that they never bothered to read media reports of how these scammers operated. The police also informed and warned people on this issue via social media. Back on 21 March 2019, Cybercrime Alert Royal Malaysian Police has posted one poster on their Facebook page regarding the phone scamming or impersonation fraud. The poster was posted because the crime had been rising rapidly. The poster, informing or warning people not to believe if someone notifies us via phone call that we have engaged in illegal activities. Another poster related to Macau scam was posted on 17 March 2020. Since recently, it has been the talk of the town as so many people have become its victim. In the poster, there were a few examples of how the scam would be like and the type of individual that will be the target. However, in December 2020, the same poster was posted again as around 25 cases that involved losses more than 1 million ringgit Malaysia were reported. There are still so many cases related to Macau scam that have not yet been investigated, and the reported cases keep on coming as if Malaysian citizens still did not know and aware about this scam. Still not convinced that victims are to be blamed in this issue? Okay, so let me tell you more. Victims of scam actually open the opportunity to get scammed. Why? A housewife in her 60s ended up becoming poorer after falling victim to a Macau scam syndicate yesterday. The victim spoke to a so-called police corporal and was told that she involved in illegal money laundering and drugs, and one of the suspects had been detained by the police. Well, yes, of course, shocked and scared, the victim ended up following the man's instructions by making several monetary transactions. As we can obviously see here, the victim is elderly. She got easily panicked over the call, and as a result, she had made 3 transactions amounting to 15,000 into the scammer's bank account. So many vulnerable and gullible individuals open the opportunity to get scammed as they are not always on guard for this kind of predators, and instead of being super suspicious over everything, they let themselves and getting deceived. So what exactly we need to do to avoid it? What is the solution? As I said earlier, my speech today is not to blame any of you if you got scammed, but I want all of you to start to be more alert and reflecting yourself. If you are at the situation where you need to initiate the act and like buying things online or calling a certain company, you need to do your own homework. You can even ask them the details information of their product or business. If they are legit, they will surely know the right procedure and way to answer your inquiries. Basically, I'm asking you to know who you are dealing with, to know the legitimacy of their business. You should also protect your personal or financial information in response to a request that you did not expect. Legitimate organization will not call, email, or text to ask for your personal information like your social security, bank account, credit card numbers. If you get an email or text message from a company you do business with and you think it's real, it's still best not to click on any links. Instead, you contact them using a website you know is trustworthy, or look up their phone number. By doing this very first step, you probably can avoid from encounter those scammers out there. Believe me, if you actually take this issue seriously by doing some research about the scammers that are actively doing their immoral job right now, you will be able to avoid from being one of their victims. You will be immediately put your guards up if some unknown number calls your phone, and be prepared to reject whatever they ask you to do, like give your personal information. Delaying your conversation and do not believe with anything they told you, or maybe you will recognize the type of organization that scam people through emails and links, and be more cautious on clicking any link that was sent to you. Or you also will make some research about the company information and legitimate number to make sure if the email was really sent by their site. And also, I insist to checking news and any information about recent scammers tactic to stay updated and as a precaution. So in conclusion, we do know that we got scammed easily because we always brush off the issue and we do not really go through the information about it. But sadly, there will be another new victim out there if you do not help by being part of the solution, like lodge a report or file a complaint to the authorities. I would like to put stress on this. So instead of keeping your mouth shut, voice out your experiences and lodge a report, as a scam can obviously affect your whole life, either financially, emotionally, or your relationship with others. Last but not least, be alert and know your enemies.